What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Sorry. Thank you, Seal. This one is sealed into my head, huh? Anyway, joke aside, what is love? Love is energy. Love is a state of being. The thing is, in our language, love can also be a verb. We then say, I love bananas or anything. The problem in that is, since we use it mostly as a verb, then it's an action. It needs a target, an object of love. So it needs conditions. And it represents some sort of a choice, at least an illusion of it. The problem with that is it makes us lose what really love is. Another distinction that can be useful is the difference between emotion and sentiment. Emotion, energy in motion, is just the simple flux of information, of emotional information. Anything in our environment can trigger an emotional response. We get scared, we get rejoiced, etc. It's automatic. We don't think about it. The sentiment is also some sort of an emotional response, but it is altered by our mind. Sentiment is a Latin term. Well, at least it roots back to Latin. And in French, if we put the word into pieces, it's sentiment, which in English would say the fact of sensing something, but also a lie. So a sentiment is an emotion that has been tempered by our mind. A more specific example would be to talk about jealousy. Jealousy is the perfect example of a sentiment. Jealousy is not an emotion. Jealousy is triggered by different sets of emotions. For example, you can get jealous because you're angry at someone. Or you can get jealous because you feel self-conscious. Or you lack confidence. But jealousy occurs when your mind takes on your original emotion. This difference basically is the explanation of why humans lost sense of what love is. We believe that we love with our brains. In this materialistic world, it is considered dumb to say we love with the heart. But in our subconscious mind, we all know that we love with the heart. And it's more than true. Most people confuse love, this absolute concept, with just the isolated experiences of this love energy, which is mostly tempered as a sentiment of love. Since it has to have an object, this love is mostly exterior. It can, and mostly is temporary, and it's addictive. Since it's addictive, it leads to ups and downs and infinite loops. At the beginning, you give it to someone, which implies that you give part of, or even complete control over yourself to the exterior, to someone else. And when, or if, but mostly when it breaks, it leads to loss and pain, and eventually craving again, because you lost this love and you have to get it back any way you want, at any cost. And it circles back again. Anyway, sometimes this cycle breaks for the worst, and love becomes hate, rage, because it led to too much suffering. This human concept of love is duality, it's polarity. It's to love versus to hate. Two different actions, two opposite actions, and it leads to conflicts. But hatred cannot be the exact equivalent of love as the absolute energy. Hatred cannot be a state. It can be invasive, but it cannot be an actual state of being.